Good afternoon, good afternoon, good evening, good evening. I'm just going to wait for everybody to get up on in here. Let me see. Whew. Okay, everyone. Let me try to go to my bedroom and do this. Oh, yeah. Uh, we'll go here.
Hello, what is your name? My name is Victoria Jackson. Victoria, how old are you? I'm 11. And where are you from? I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. What is your talent? So I'm a singer. Oh, is that what you want to do when you grow up? Yes. I want to be on Broadway and do movies, and I want to be in Hamilton and Wicked. Oh, wow.
Well. Just going to wait for everybody to get in.
October 12th, 2012, in Susquehanna County.
It was supposed to be just another ordinary day. Sheriff Rebecca Becky Caldwell had finished her shift and was heading home, eager to relax and spend the evening with her family. It was supposed to be a night like any other.
From her early days in Michigan's state legislature to rising as a national figure and influential governor, Gretchen Whitmer's journey is a story of resilience, ambition, and impact. But there's so much more to her than headlines and political battles. In today's video, we're taking you beyond the podium, exploring Gretchen Whitmer's lifestyle, her impressive political career, a look inside her beautiful home, her growing net worth, and the personal.
Well, hello. Waiting for people to come on in. I don't want to put no music on in the background.
Al Capone may have.
Let me search. I'm just waiting for everybody to come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Okay.
National Concealed Carry Reciprocity is here, meaning that if you got yourself a valid CCW permit, every
I am
Pretty
really
sure
trying
many
to
of you
wait.
have heard the story of Rodney Hinton Jr. His son was
Mm.
killed by the Cincinnati
Let
police.
me turn this
And the
down
following
here.
day, after he viewed his son's body, he went and saw a deputy out in the road and decided to, take matters into his own hands and enact an eye for an eye with the situation. Of course, he was arrested, and I want you to see this footage from the courtroom.
Okay, everybody. I don't know if y'all gonna come on in right now, but I'm waiting for
Intimidate.
people to get into this live.
And
Just looking to talk about some things that's been going on lately in the foundational Black Americans community. This don't it just because they say it don't make sense, but when you know that God is talking to its people because of how we turned ourselves away from the Lord. And I was just talking to my husband and I was just telling him about how we used to be as a community when we just had each other. And some of the things that we turned away from, not turned to, but turned away from in our community is one thing we forgot is prayer in our community. Hi, I see one person in here. How are you? I have started the conversation to talk about what's going on. Fear no evil, for thou art with you. We are going through some hell here on earth. Just heard the verdict that just came in for um, Tyree Nichols. It's just a way trying to send a message to us. That Tyree Nichols, you can just see from the footage that they showed us in that video that those police officers were guilty as charged. And what's the sad part about it is most of them were all black. But I don't know if they are black ancestries, their ancestry blackness is from here in the United States of America, or these are black foreigners that they put in place of black Americans. Listen to what I'm saying. They replaced us as foundational black American people and put these foreigners in that look like us, but they're not us. Just like how I am now looking at this Rodney Hinton situation. And I'm just, his family's there waving to him and saying hello to him. His face turned around to look at his family. I seen his smile and all these police officers. His brother is trying to wave and say hello to him. and all these police officers just came from out of nowhere and just came at his brother. That just shows you what is going on. What we seeing, pay attention, people. The black people that they put in that look like us, but they not us because they don't come from black, they not black foundational Americans. They want those blacks that they know they can't control, that come from these foreign countries, and they want to be in America because they feel they have a greater opportunity here, and they're going to do everything they can to be against us so that they can be us, so that they can be us. But thank God, I see that attorney that's standing there, and I hope they not bringing no harm to him. His the attorney is letting him know and everything. Brother, I got you. You okay? I like the way he's holding him up. He's holding him up, and I like the way he's standing strong in place of the family. I'm looking at the video, y'all. And these people are trying to replace us. That's what they're trying to do to us foundational black Americans. Every black person you're going to see that's going to be in this courthouse, every black face you're going to see that's going to be sitting with a police uniform on, they're not foundational black Americans. They not. Even this prosecutor that's sitting there talking to our brother Rodney is also not one of us. He's not one of us. And instead of putting black men in there in uniform, they put black women in uniform. Look at what they're doing. They put, instead of putting black men in uniform, black foundational black American men in uniform, they put in these foreigners and also these, and put in the woman in the place of the black man in uniform. As I'm looking around, that's why I know this brother got his head up. He knows he's going to be justified by the Lord, and God works in mysterious ways that they're not going to get away with what they're doing. I don't truly believe there was a gun. I believe there was a gun that was placed, and those police officers stalked them boys all night long, and they're going to talk about they were in a stolen car. I don't even think those boys, they was in there sleeping, and they planted that gun. And what fell out of his hand when they said it looked like a gun, it wasn't a gun. It looked like a cell phone to me. Well, you know what? I'm not feeling sad about that officer. And I already, I'm gonna stick with my people no matter what, and I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real with God. Okay. I've been sharing this scripture for people to read it and let God pour into their heart and into their mind about what is taking place right now. It's a time for everything. It is a time for everything. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm not gonna listen to nobody give their commentary about this unless they talking about they're gonna put the Lord in it. Because there is a time to kill. There is a time to there is a time to kill. We just gotta pay attention. But here I am gonna read the scripture here. It says, a time for everything. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity. I read it yesterday from the New English version. I mean, the New International Version. But today I'm going to read it from Today I'm going to read it from the King James Version. The King James Version. Okay?
I wanted to shout hallelujah because I had not moved my knee like that for a year.
I'm just going to read it from the King James Version, but I'm still waiting for people to come into the live. I want people to come into the live. Don't sit out there. Don't ignore this because this might be helpful to your life. In the meanwhile, let me say this. As I was talking to my husband today while he's on his break, he actually shared with me, as he was talking to me, I told my husband like this. I said, look, baby, be careful of your surroundings while you sitting in your car on your break. I want you to be careful, and I also let me pray with you. For there is a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of evil out there right now, just looking to have any reason to take a black man's life. And I know they doctored those photos. They had to doctor them. They doctored the video and the photo because I don't think there was a gun. I don't think there was no gun. I think that was just a code they gave him to shoot him down. He said he has a gun because if you hear it, you hear them saying he has a gun, but there was no gun. And the gun that they did show in the beginning, the gun was supposed to have fell by those dumps when he was running. And I don't think that was a gun he was running with. I think it was his phone that fell out of his pocket or whatever as he was running and he went to go get his phone. And they planted the gun to make it seem like he had a gun. I don't believe there was a gun. That's what the father didn't believe. Something in his spirit told me my son did not have a gun. Even though they saying they to carry a weapon, even though they say they are able to open carry in the weapon, and then she's showing some car. Yeah, this is too clear to be, because first of all the car didn't even look. They showing a white car. They are showing a white car. Oh no, look, I'm looking. Hi, who's ever in here? Why are you peeking in and going out? I don't understand. But like I said, I'm praying for my husband. I'm praying for his safety at all ways while he's out there. And I don't trust these people. I don't trust these police officers. And the more I'm looking at these people, I see who they really are. They animals, and we can't trust them. We cannot trust them. And I don't trust them because of the simple fact of what just happened with Tyree. I don't like I don't like the fact that Tyree is I don't like I don't like the fact that they actually did not give that young man life any justice of how those police officers beat the heck and living daylights out of that man, and that man was innocent. I wonder who those jurors was that charged them not guilty. That don't even look like a gun. That looked like a cell phone. That's not a gun. That's not a gun. He didn't have a gun. He had his cell phone with him. He had his phone. That's not a gun. It's too blurry. I can't see what it was on the ground. They just wanted to have a reason to shoot that young man. There is no gun. It looked like he's picking up something, but it's not a gun. I guarantee you it's not a gun. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera on So you can see what I'm talking about.
and everything.
That is not a gun.
Other photos from another news clip where they are much clearer, which shows that these photos that they are seeing
That is not a
show
gun. That look like a
that the
cell
news
phone.
conference have been doctored.
That's just, these things have been doctored. That is not a gun. It look like a cell phone. They trying to make it sound like it's a gun, but that's not a gun. That's a cell phone, y'all. Let me see. I'm gonna stop this. That's not a gun, y'all. It looked like his cell phone dropped and he was picking it up. Let's go on. These people are so evil. They are trained to be like that. Trained to believe. I believe that's a cell phone, and then it's like shadow. That's not a gun. That's not a gun. And then how when they found the gun,
So you actually now you see how clear that picture is a little clearer, but it's still blurry. Look how clear that picture is.
we're
But
not
it's
stupid.
still blurry. And here's a still
Well,
shot
Rodney,
of that picture.
hold your head up, boo. Hold your head
You
up.
see how clear those
Because you know what? You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen is that these people, oops, my foot is in the video. Let me turn my camera on back to me. Okay. Let me go back into reading this King James Version. I'm just all over the place because ain't nobody in here right now anyway but me. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that what which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, in a time of war and a time of peace. And right now, we don't have any peace. We are at war. And I want everybody to know that we're at war. Those foundational black Americans out here, we can't trust nobody but just us. You can't trust these foreign white black people, and you can't trust these foreigners. So it's time for us. It's a time for us now to be gathered together. It's not a time for us to hate one another. It's not a time for us to show hate towards each other. No matter, like I told my husband, he's upset with his brother. I said to him, I said to my husband, I said, look, no matter what your brother just did to you, forgive him because we don't know how long we're going to have him. The way things are going on out here, there's no time for you to hate on any of your family members. Show them love, have forgiveness, and it's time to mend. It says there's a time to rend and a time to sow. And it's a time to hate, but then it's a time to love, but now it's a time to love. It's a time to embrace each other. This is a time for us to embrace one another. This is a time for us to do what we have to do. We are at war. We're not at peace. But it's not time to have war with your brother. It's not time to have war with your sister. It's time to pray for your sister, time to love your sister, time to hug your sister, time to love, do everything that is good for your sister or your brother right now. If your brother owe you money, don't be angry with him. Don't be angry enough to want to hurt your brother. Don't be angry that you want to put your brother to death. Don't be angry that you want to see your brother suffer by the hands of any kind of crime. You don't want your brother to nothing to happen to your brother, your sister, your nephew. Nobody in your family right now, because this is not a time for us to have that in our heart against each other. This is a time to love and a time to embrace. Because what just happened to Mr. Rodney? Mr. Rodney, people don't understand the pain this brother, and these people don't care about his pain right now. They didn't care even when they shot his son down. They like to see us crying and saying we sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't feel not one bit of sorriness for Mr. Henderson's death. I don't feel bad for that police officer's death because I believe he had something to do with it. They trying to make it sound like, oh, he was just a retired officer that came to work for that particular day to help out. And I don't believe he was a retired officer. I believe he's just as evil as the rest of them was. Even if he didn't pull the trigger, he was there. He was in the precinct, and it had to be something that that man at that moment in time when he left out of there without with nobody helping him to guard him or anything to make sure he was okay or gave him showed him any kind of comfort during the loss of his son. I don't believe that that man that was supposed to have been the victim of the police officer, I don't believe that he had not had anything to do with it. He was around, he probably saw his face there or whatever, and he probably made some kind of smirk towards him that his son was dead, and this man just was not happy. But we only time will tell when this they talk about they still in an investigation. They ain't in no investigation. They already got it planned and set up to try to lynch this man in the justice system. They're going to try to cut off any kind of help he's trying to get, even when his own brother was trying to wave to his brother through the glass to let him know he's there for his support. They pulled his brother away from the courthouse, and it was a whole lot of them. And it didn't even have to be one man. You mean to tell me one officer couldn't walk him out the courthouse? No, it had to be like how many of them was pushing him? God is going to do it like he said he's going to do. He's going to send a deliverer. Okay. We may not see it right now, but he's coming. Same thing for Tyree Nichols' life. He's going to send a deliverer. For everybody right now who's suffered by the hands of these wicked people are going to get their justice. They going to get their justice. He wasn't pointing no gun. He is running. And they took this young man's life like it meant nothing. And look at the area where they did this at. That they said that they was in a car that was stolen. Anybody that's not going to talk about this being some kind of setup and this is some kind of injustice, and anybody that's going to show any kind of whatever for these white officers, I am not going to watch their channel. I don't even want to be bothered with them. I don't want to see their face. I have not been on Dana's platform. I saw already Judge Brown. I went straight to comments. I muted it. I didn't even mute it. I just didn't play it. I just went to the comments just to see what the people were saying in the comments section. Oh, we like Judge. He's so reasonable to see things. He's not looking at it as race. He's looking at it as crime. No, Judge Joe Brown, I'm done with him. Whenever it comes any crime against black people, he automatically want to make it seem like law. No, you need to follow the law of the Bible. Not man's law, but what you see in this book right here. And they've been using it against us forever and benefiting themselves. We have to learn how to use it and give it back to them. Okay? They want us to be defenseless so that they can do what they can to kill us. I'm telling you. They're not trying to give any black American, they trying to fire us from our jobs. They trying to replace us, giving our jobs to these foreigners. You know how many people I just found out got fired last week that just lost their job? I called a friend of mine's up. She said she just got fired. She just got laid off. I called my sister just got laid off. All these people are getting laid off from their jobs. Most of our people are being either laid off or fired from their jobs, and they trying to do everything they can to replace us. I'm telling you. I don't trust those Africans. I don't trust those Jamaicans, and I don't trust nobody that comes from out of these foreign countries.
From the trees. Look how different
This ain't
these
about no
trees
black
are.
and brown for me right now. This is only about us, just us.
Do you see the difference? Do you see
Cause
the
we
difference?
watching, we seeing
This
what's
is a
going on.
video shot
Well,
over
I
the
know what's
ocean.
going on.
Do you see how clear
I don't know how long,
that resolution is? And also, look at the difference. I'm gonna play the
and
other
they shot
video
this
of
boy
the
4 or 5 times.
officer running up, and this is good, as opposed to the first one. Look at the first one. Vitamin deficiency before, but since 2023, it has been spreading like
I'm back
wildfire
here
in
live,
the
y'all.
50. If you or a loved one suffer from symptoms of sciatic nerve decay, such as moderate to from the stolen car and ran when they were told to stop. Now, one of those men, Hinton, was shot by police. This is the gun that he had recovered at the scene, that police recovered at the scene. He also had two full magazines in a round in the chamber. Now to the video. First, we are going to show you the body cam video that was worn by that officer who shot and killed Hinton. That will be followed by Chief Feeney's
I don't
answer
trust
to
these
the question
people.
whether
The more I look at it, the more angry I get. So I'm just gonna chill out and I'm gonna turn it off for now and just talk to you guys here while as you come on in. As you come on in, I'm just gonna sit here and talk to you guys. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just waiting for people to come on in. Been in here for a minute. Yep, as I was sitting here talking, I'm just seeing people come on into the chat. Okay. I see people coming in and going out. I wish you would hit the like button as you watch this video. I am in the chat. I am here and waiting on people to get into the chat. Hey, Frankie, I'm glad you're here. I don't know why I'm not able. I don't know what's going on here. But Anyway, like I was saying before you came in, Frankie, I was talking about this whole thing going on with Rodney Hinton. That as I examined this video time and time again, as I've been watching more information about what's taking place and what has taken place, the more I'm watching, the more I'm seeing that this was nothing but a setup. And I don't believe that the officer um, was innocent in all of this because of the way that they trying to say he was a retired officer off and just working to serve that day at that particular place during that time that Mr. Hinton accelerated his car and struck him and caused his death. I believe he was in the time when he was one of the officers that were there when Mr. Hinton was there to look at the video of his son. That's if they showed him the video. See, we haven't heard anything from Mr. Hinton yet because we haven't heard nothing he said yet. Okay? So far, we only hear what they're saying, how this whole thing happened. We don't know everything that took place. But I'm glad his family was in the courthouse and everything, giving him some support. His brother was trying to wave to him through the glass, and then they tried to tell his brother to leave the courthouse. Not leave, but they pulled him out of there. Why did it take that many officers? How many cops were there trying to get this man out of the courthouse? How many? How they were pushing and shoving. I'm going to put on the TV. I just had to take a break and get away from it for a minute because it was really, really disturbing me. It was really bothering me. Okay. But like I said, I read and I pray about it, and I'm just going to ask God. Woo. And I'm saying how they trying to replace us. I feel it. I see it. I see what they're doing. I don't trust them people. I don't trust the police officers. I don't even trust the black ones. After Tyree Nichols, his the men that did the injustice to this man, Tyree Nichols, these police officers were found not guilty. Why? The camera just showed you this man was unarmed. This man was not, you know, in any way danger of any of them. They killed him. They laughed about it. They shook hands about it and everything. And they were black police officers. They weren't black people, foundational black officers, because I think one of them was from a Jamaican heritage, Jamaican ancestry, Jamaican or whatever, a foreigner. This is what their plan is. They're going to try to replace foundational black American people and place us with foreigners, foreign Africans. That's why they've been acting bold and acting crazy the way they've been acting towards us because they don't think like us. Because where they from and when they came here and everything, they didn't come here and experience what we already had here. So they feel like we not controllable enough anymore. So now they got to get some people that to replace us to control because they know we are now fighting back, which they're not going to do because they don't even fight for them coming in their own country. They just let it be the way it is. And they come in, just watch what's going on in the world today. Just watch what's going on. But I just know that God is trying to tell us something. As black people in America, we got to get back to the right way with God. The place where we used to be. Now we don't turned away from God. We got these pulpit demons that ran us out of the church because who wants to go to church when they acting the way the world is acting? Think about it. And they don't care. They locking up all these wealthy black men. Look at just what happened to the football player, his son. with the NBA. Just pay attention to everything that they using and they doing against us. Look at how long R. Kelly's been locked up, and he hasn't been given a fair trial, has he? And look what who they have used. This is their plan, y'all. This is what the devil is doing, y'all. Hi, Crisco Country Life. How are you? Good to see you here. If you pay attention to everything, how everything is happening, amazing lips. Well, I'm glad you enjoying the amazing lips, Country Life. But if you look at everything that's taking place right now, with everybody, with Diddy, with R. Kelly, what happened with Bill Cosby, then what's going on with this other football player, how he was treated in the NBA. I mean, not the NBA, I'm sorry, the NFL. Look at how they trying to do things. They're going to get blacks that look like us, but they're not us. That's why we got to be very careful. And I just read before everybody came in here, I was talking about Ecclesiastes 3, that it is not a time for us to be angry with our brother. It's no time for us to be angry with our sister. It's no time. It's time for us to embrace, to love. Yep. And the devil is real busy out here. I feel, and I said I'm unapologetic about what happened to that officer. Something in my heart and my spirit is telling me that man, he did something to Mr. Hinton. In that, when Mr. Hinton came to view that video of his son's death, how his son was killed, what triggered him? Not just the death part, but something that happened afterwards. I believe they did something to him to upset him because we didn't hear his side yet. We didn't hear anything about him yet. We know that his son was gunned down and killed. And I don't believe that was no gun. I believe that was a cell phone. His cell phone fell, but they said it was a gun. Oh, he has a gun. That was a code for them to blast off on him, to kill, gun that young man down. And he wasn't even shooting at the police officer. He was just trying. He was trying to run. And if you hear the story about when his cousin came in the courtroom and spoke, he says he called me so and so many times, and he was sleeping in his car because he was locked out of the house and unable to get in the house. He probably left his keys at home or lost his keys, and he was locked out. And that has happened to me before with my roommate because I lost my keys, and my boyfriend was out of town at the time, and my roommate. I called, and that's before cell phones was ever. We didn't have cell phones, but I called her. I kept calling. I didn't have the number to her boyfriend's number where she was staying at that evening. I called the house. She wasn't home. She stayed at her boyfriend's house that evening, and I was not able to reach her. I ended up having to stay the night over at my boyfriend's. Okay. I actually had to sleep over at my boyfriend's friend house that evening because it was pouring out raining and I was locked out. My boyfriend accused me of sleeping with his friend. And I told him what happened. I said I had nowhere to go. It was pouring out rain in my room. I lost my keys. My roommate wasn't available. She wasn't home. I didn't have her boyfriend's number because she was staying there at her boyfriend's house probably that evening. So I had to stay that evening at my boyfriend's friend's place. Okay. I had to go stay over there. He was the closest thing to me at the time. I swear to you not. Things happen. Everybody said, well, why he was out there, why he stole a car. We don't even know if he really stole a car. You going by what these people are saying to you to prejudice your mind to make you believe that's what really happened. The car probably was never stolen. They stole a car all the way from, they said, from North Kentucky. I don't know how far North Kentucky is from Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know. But they said it was an unmarked car. They found the car. The boys was he was sleeping in the car. Sleeping. The police came. And we don't know what took place when they were sitting in that car. We don't even know if they were sleeping and the police tapped on the car window. How did they get out the car and just start running? If the police came in front of the, see, it's something just don't sit right about the story. He was sleeping in the car. He probably, we don't know if that's really truly what happened. We don't even know if he really stole a car. He's never, they ran his record. He never had a criminal record. But they're going to make one on his death that he was in possession of a stolen car. Can't trust those people. I believe those people are lying. They meant to kill that young man. He did not have a gun. I think what fell, and you can see like shadow over it because it's early in the morning, y'all, and what's shadowing there looked like a cell phone. And then when they're going to show you the kind of gun he had, they said it was in the grass. They planted that gun. That gun was planted. And I'm just not going to go on any black person platform right now. I don't care if they sitting up there believing with this, with the story, these police officers knowing that they evil and they nothing but the Klansmen. They showed you who they are. And black people gonna sit up there on their platform when we sorry about the loss of Hinton. I ain't sorry at all. I'm unapologetic. I'm very unapologetic about it. I don't feel no way sorry for that officer losing his life. Just like they don't feel bad the way taking a life and don't care nothing about it. And if they could do it again, they're gonna do it again. I don't feel bad for them. I'm sorry to you guys if that's the way you feel, but that's not how I feel. When I looked at that father's pain and I looked at all those white faces in that courthouse and all those police officers around him, the way they were looking at and staring at him, I feel no pain for that officer that died. I don't care. I don't care about his family right now. I don't care nothing about none of them. Because that man is hurting and I'm hurting too. Because those are my people. And I'm going to stand with my people no matter what. No matter what. I feel the pain that the Hinton family is feeling right now too. And I'm glad Mr. Hinton kept his head up walking past them. Like, I don't care. He's dead. He ain't coming back. And that's the same way I feel. I feel the same way he feels right now. I'm feeling my brother's pain right now. This is not a time for us to hate one another. This is not a time for us to not embrace one another. It says there's a time for it there, and I'm reading from the King James version. There is to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep. And right now, I'm weeping. I'm in pain. I'm in the same pain. I'm feeling the same pain for Mr. Hinton. I'm feeling his pain. That could have been my nephew. And if I had a son, it could have been mine. I feel the same way he feel, and I don't feel sorry for that damn officer, and I mean that shit. I mean it. God is with me on that. I mean it. That's why I'm reading this, to let you know that it's all right. It is well. It is well with my soul. A time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn. And I'm mourning. And a time to dance. I'm not dancing. A time to cast away stones, and I'm casting it away. A time to embrace. I embrace my people at this time. And a time to refrain from embracing, and I'm not embracing those white officers and none of them and their family, their kids, no nothing. Because right now, it's not a time for love for me for them. It's not. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of them killing our children. I'm sick of them gunning down innocent black men. I'm sick of them. I feel the pain what this family is going through. I feel the pain for every black American today. It's a time to get street justice. I pray that every black man stand his ground, and anybody hurt one of your children, you do what Mr. Hinton did. You take their life too. No time no more to love them, to embrace them, to pray for them, or to forgive them. It's not a time for that anymore. I'm not going to keep silent. I'm not going to be in fear. I'm not going to be scared to live and afraid to die. Gotta look out my window here, y'all. Excuse me. I wonder who this is. Is it mine? It looked like my nephew's car. Hold on, y'all. It looks like my nephew. I'm trying to look out this window to see who that is. Oh no, it's not his car. It's not my nephew. I was just looking because I just seen somebody was at my door. I'm upstairs in the master bedroom for now. Before I was interrupted, y'all, like I was saying, I don't feel bad for that white officer that died. I don't. Right now, the only person I'm feeling they pain, and it's time to embrace, and a time to love, and a time for me to mourn with is the Hinton family, my people. That's right, my people, because they the ones who's been done wrong and always get done wrong. So it's time to stand with my own people and don't even care what happened to theirs. And I pray that God will touch down on every black American today and let them feel what I'm feeling right now. Because I'm not going to continue to be scared to live and afraid to die. Because to live is to die. Especially when you're fed up with the wickedness that people do in this world. And keep feeling that we should pray for them. I'm not praying for them. I don't care. I, right now, don't have any love in my heart for them. It's a time to hate them. For me, it's a time for hate for them. Y'all could go on and love them if you want to. And I'm getting out of here because it's time for me to get off of here because I got so much to say. But I just wanted to come today and say, I will fear no evil. And before I leave, I'm going to read that Psalms. I am not going to fear no evil. Because I feel that family's pain right now. I feel it. I feel it. God knows God is here with me. I feel it in my heart. Can't love everybody that don't love you and keep showing you the same thing over and over and over and over again. Because what Mr. Hinton and his family is going through, I'm going through the same. In my heart for them. I'm weeping with my brother. I'm mourning with my brother. I am mourning with my brother right now. The Lord is my shepherd. I should not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He lead me besides the still waters. He restores my soul. He lead me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I should fear no evil. For you are with me. You are with the Hinton family. You with every black American family today, Lord. Thy rod and thy staff shall comfort each and every last one of us. You prepare a table before us in the presence of our enemies. You anoint our heads with oil. Our cup has ran over. Surely and goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life, and we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And you know, black people, we got to get back to praying. We got to get back to comforting one another. We got to get back to love one another. Like it has always used to be before. When things are hard like this, we only got each other. That's all we got. And we got to start believing that's all we got. I don't love those people. I'm not going to love them. I'm not going to embrace them. Because they have done evil to us time and time again. And I'm not going to let my guard down this time. No. God knows my heart, and I'm not going to be a fake. I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to keep it real. I hate them with all my heart because of what they've been doing to my people. I hate them. And I hope every last one of them get what they deserve. For killing our children. For lynching our men. We don't bother them. I hate them. I hate them. And I hope more of them get killed. More of them die. So they could be right there with us. How we feel. They better fear God. They better fear God. And with that being said, y'all, I gotta go. Peace. Love for my brothers and sisters out there. Nothing but love. I embrace you all that's going through this moment with Mr. Hinton just like I'm going through. Because I'm tired of them. I'm so tired of them. I'm feeling those Nat Turner vibes right now.